You know, when you really boil it all down, there's a fundamental choice we all have to make in our lives, pretty much every single day. It's a choice that really sets the course for everything. And it's a simple one. Are we going to choose love or are we going to choose fear? So, what do these two paths actually look like? Well, on one side, you've got fear. And fear is sneaky, right? It doesn't usually show up looking like a monster. Nope. It disguises itself as being practical. It's that little voice in your head that's always worrying about the future, imagining all the things that could go wrong. And then there's the other path, love. That's the one where you do what you really truly want, where you're not afraid to ask the universe for it, and you actually take a chance on yourself. Now, here's a thought that just flips the whole thing on its head. I mean, really think about this for a second. We think the safe path is secure, but you can fail at anything. You can fail at a job you absolutely hate. So if failure is always on the table, why not at least take a shot at doing the thing you're passionate about? This single idea is so powerful, and it comes from a really personal place.
Yeah, this wasn't some abstract idea from a book. This lesson was learned by watching a parent make a life-altering choice. It's a story about a father and the incredible lesson he taught his son about how security can be an illusion and what the real price is when you let go of a dream.
So here's how it all went down. The speaker's father, deep down, wanted to be a great comedian. That was his dream, but he didn't think it was practical. So he made that conservative choice and got a safe job as an accountant. But then, reality check. When the speaker was just 12 years old, his dad got let go from that quote-unquote safe job. And that was the legacy. That was the lesson. Even the path that looks totally secure isn't. Okay, so you learn a lesson like that. A tough one. What do you do with it? Well, after seeing what happened to his dad, the speaker realized that the goal isn't just about trying to avoid failure. It's about something much bigger. The whole focus has to shift. The question isn't just, what job will I get? It's, how am I going to serve the world? And what he realized was that his purpose was actually the same as his father's, just in a different form. His dad wanted to be a comedian to give people a break from their worries, so the speaker decided to make that his life's mission. He even gave it this really cool name, the Church of Freedom from Concern. Now, let's be clear, it's not a religion. It's more like a personal mission statement, a promise to use your own special talent to lift that burden of worry off of other people. And that's why this matters so much, because think about it. All the other stuff we chase, money, fame, possessions, it's all temporary. It's all going to break down or fade away eventually. The only thing that actually lasts, the most valuable thing you will ever have, is the effect you have on other people. What's left of you is what was in your heart. So that flips the question right back to you, to all of us, really. Just for a minute, forget about what job you think you should have. Ask this instead. What does the world out there need? And what is the unique talent that you have that can give it to them? Turns out that's really the only thing you ever have to figure out. But as we're about to see, the journey doesn't stop there. Because here's the twist. What happens when you actually succeed? When you find your talent, you serve the world, and you make it to the very top of that mountain you were climbing. You just might find that reaching the summit isn't the answer you thought it would be. Can you imagine that? This is such a powerful moment. After dedicating a whole life to freeing other people from their concerns, the speaker gets to the absolute peak of success. He's got everything anyone could ever want, and he realizes he's still trapped. He had managed to free everyone else, except for himself. And that realization led to this incredible thought. It's this wish that everyone could just get everything they ever dreamed of, the money, the fame, all of it. Why? So they could finally see for themselves that it's not the answer. That feeling of completion, that wholeness we're all looking for, you're just not going to find it in those external things. Okay, so this is where things get a little deeper. We have to go beyond the surface level stuff. It's about looking past the personality we showed the world, peeling back the masks we all wear, and trying to figure out who we really are underneath the script our ego is always writing. Now, this next idea, it's a total game changer. We tend to think that our eyes are just like cameras, right? Just passively taking in the world. But that's not the whole story. Our eyes are also like projectors. We're constantly running a second story, a movie of our own making, and projecting it onto everything we see. We aren't just seeing reality, we're co-creating it. So if we're projecting a story, you gotta ask, who's the screenwriter? Well, for a lot of us, the author of that script is fear.
Fear is just constantly in the background, writing all these different scenarios, good and bad, keeping us totally hooked on this endless movie playing inside our heads.
And you know what the working title of that script is? The theme that comes up again and again? It's something we've all felt. It's that little whisper from our ego that says, I'll never be enough. No matter what you do, no matter what you achieve, it's never going to be good enough. You can't rest because there's always something more you need to do to prove your worth. So this is probably the most important distinction we can make. We have to separate who we think we are from who we actually are. We are not these avatars we build. We're not the characters in the movie. We're not the armor we put on every day hoping for acceptance. No. What we really are is the light that shines through the movie projector. We're the soul. We're limitless. Our body is just the thing carrying that light around for a while.
All right, that's some pretty deep stuff. But what do we do with it? How do we take all this philosophy and turn it into something we can actually use in our day-to-day lives? How do you make that choice, consciously, to live in love and listen to that playful part of yourself?
Well, it really boils down to this simple 3-step process. First, you have to decide what you want and let the universe know. Put it out there. Second, you got to put in the work. You can't just wish for it. And third, and this is probably the hardest part, you have to let go of how it's going to happen. Your only job is to open that door in your mind. When the actual door opens up in real life, all you have to do is walk through. And this gets at a really important difference between two words we use all the time, hope and faith. Hope is kind of passive, right? It's like a beggar. It asks for things to get better. It puts its head down and just walks through the fire, enduring it. But faith is different. Faith is active. It doesn't beg. Faith sees the fire and it leaps over it. It's choosing to see challenges as something you can overcome, not just something you have to suffer through. You know, when you strip everything else away, after all the stories, the philosophy, the advice, it all comes back to this one simple choice that you face every single day: love or fear. So the only question left to ask is, which one will you pick? Choose love. And don't you ever let fear turn you against your playful heart.